Bow your head, don't be bold. You'll survive by doing what you're told. Said love is earned, and we can't choose.
Tone already.
But the more you grow, you know the truth. And all I want is to make you proud. If I would run, would I let you down? You said if I have to live without you, I don't wanna live forever in someone else's heaven. So let them close the gates. Oh, if they don't like the way you're made, then they're not any better. If paradise is pressure, oh, we'll go to hell together.
Wagwan people thems. So this is a dive into someone that I have not listened to musically for a really long time. I actually do follow them on Instagram, and I like literally all their posts, but I don't really listen to them in terms of their albums and stuff. But there's someone that I used to listen to quite a lot. His name is David Archuleta, and if you hadn't guessed by now, I've been a big fan of American Idol for a really long time. And there's a lot of stars, I call them now, they've come out of that show that have had longevity within the music industry. And David is one of them. And I think I always I just always thought he was a really cool soul. On the show, he had a really lovely voice and really lovely dusky tone to his vocal. Very soulful with his runs and stuff, and he just always came across as a really sweet guy. And since following him on Instagram, I know that he's had this huge life shift where he's now, I guess, coming to his own in terms of his his sexuality, who he is as a person, and obviously that being a big deal for him because of the religious background that he came from. And I think there was a lot of I wouldn't say fracas, but lots of issue, I think, that the church had with him, or that his religion had with him. So I think he got to the point, though, where he was I just cannot live this life anymore, and made the decision to live in his truth. And that's something that I can definitely 100% relate to. And I know that my patrons will know, I've shared that with them. And as some of the people who are close in my life will know, that is something that I can definitely relate to, in just living your truth, be who you are, and be proud of that person, which is not always easy when you've got a religious background to think about and what that might mean. Anyway, this song, I believe, was a song that was inspired by what kind of happened between him, his faith, and how his mum took it, because I think initially his mum was also within that faith too, and what that meant for them, and how I guess that journey then developed. So I've seen a lot of things on Instagram since, but I've actually not listened to the song because I was I'm going to react to it. But I've seen a lot of positive outpouring. I've seen a lot of negative comments as well. Things like, he should, okay, stop talking about it now if you've left the faith. But the thing is, it's his page. He can talk about what he wants. If people don't like it, you haven't got to watch. So I wanted to react to it just so I can see exactly musically where he is now compared to where he was then. And actually, what do I think of the song? I think it's a very emotional song from what I've understood the concept to be. But I want to hear, do I actually like this? So let's give this a listen.
Bow your head, don't be bold. You'll survive by doing what you're told. Said love is earned, and we can't choose.
Tone already.
But the more you grow, you know the truth. And all I want is to make you proud. If I would run, would I let you down? You said if I have to live without you, I don't wanna live forever in someone else's heaven. So let them close the gates. Oh, if they don't like the way you're made, then
actually got a chill.
You and me, that's all we need. Blood is thicker than the pages that they read. I'm afraid of letting go of the version of me that I used to know. Crying tears in Sunday crowds. Took my hand and we walked out. You said if I have to live without you, I don't wanna live forever. It's someone else's heaven, so let them close the gates. Oh, if they don't like the way you're made, then they're not any better. If paradise is pressure, oh, we'll go to hell together. Said if I have to live without you, I don't wanna live forever in someone else's heaven, so let them close the gates. If they don't like the way you're made, then they're not any better. If paradise is pressure, oh, we'll go to hell together.
You know already, if you've been following me for a while, yeah, I am an emotional guy. I am an emotional guy. That just really hit me to my core, that did. That really hit me to my core. And it's so surprising. I mean, this came out 2 weeks ago and it's on 140,000 views. And I don't even understand how that hasn't got more views than that. That is such a beautiful song. The fact that he's dedicated that to his mum as well, who obviously this concept of, you know, 'cause I think from what I saw in one of his stories when he was talking about it, he was saying that, you know, he had either written a letter to his mum or he texted his mum, or there'd been some communication to his mum, but he hadn't heard back from her for a while. And then eventually they were able to kind of, she eventually got back to him anyway, and I think they were able to kind of just hash it out, and actually she ended up also walking away from that faith, because I guess when it comes to a mom and her son, a son that she gave birth to, someone that she gave life to, there are certain things that are more important than that. And I think it's so telling. It's, at least for me anyway, it's so telling just to hear like how he's put so much emotion into this. Like, I don't know, for me personally, I might be biased because of like own personal experiences and whatever, but I think just musically, that is a gorgeous song. This is the kind of song that if I was ever gonna make, I would love to be able to put such a beautiful melody with such poignant words to this and dedicate that to my mom. Like, come on, man, that's amazing. You know, if you know, there were certain key lines in there. Let me just bring the lyrics up. I mean, from the beginning of the song, yeah, bow your head, don't be bold. How often what I find in this whole like acceptance of, you know, love who you want to love and all that kind of stuff is, all right, you know, we get it, but we don't want to keep hearing about it. And I always counter that when people, well, I don't have many people in my life that say those kind of things now, but when someone does say those kind of things, like, you've got every right to not want to, you know, see, you know, whatever you don't want to see. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's your right as an individual. But everyone should have the right to also live their life in complete like freedom from any kind of, as long as you're not hurting anyone, do you know what I mean? That everyone should live in that freedom and just know that they can just be who they were just born to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone should have that right. And, you know, when I think about when I was a kid growing up, everything around me, like, which you know, nature, like, you know, men, women, like, that's all I saw. All I saw was, you know, heterosexual relationships between people, and therefore that was what was normal, and that's it. Anything aside from that is abnormal. So you got to think that someone that is heavily steeped in religion, like in terms of whatever that religion might be, that knows that they're different, but, you know, will do everything, pray it away, like, you know, probably get to some really dark spaces as well. You know, bow your head and don't be bold. Because if you don't just do what you're told, you're already gonna, or the feeling is that you're gonna be ostracized, and it's so telling, because you're only gonna jump on like comments on Instagram to still see what certain people are saying about certain things. I mean, like, there is still, whilst there might be, and people might feel as though that things are flooded, and that the woke brigade are everywhere, and that everyone's got a gay cousin, and everyone's got, you know, a trans this and a black person there, and like, there is still so much hatred that goes on towards people, and I just find that really shocking. Like, I just like, why would anybody care about what happens between someone else? Like, even if someone is walking down the road and are holding hands, like a man and a man, a woman and a woman, a trans, like, why do people care? Like, it's not you don't have to be in that relationship with that person. So why do you care? Yeah, you're survived by doing what you're told. Said love is earned and we can't choose, but the more you grow, you know the truth. Said love is earned and we can't choose, but the more you grow, you know the truth. That's powerful, that is. And all I want is to make you proud. If I could run, would I let you down? I haven't got any kids, right? But I can only imagine that from my nieces, my nephews, my godchildren, like, if any of them were ever in a mode of this kind of mental anguish and despair, all I'd want to do is take that away from them and be like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Who you are is such a special person. And the world will see that. And those that don't want to see that, you don't need to be around them. Do you know what I mean? Like, but the ones that just see you, it doesn't matter who you love, regardless of what you've been told. And to keep your head down and do what you be who you were born to be. Do you know what I mean? If I have to live without you, I don't want to live forever in someone else's heaven. So you said, if I have to live without you, I don't want to live forever in someone else's heaven. So let them close the gates. Oh, if they don't like the way you're made, then they're not any better. If paradise is pressure, oh, we'll go to hell together. I mean, listen to that. Just listen to that. Of all the glory that you're telling me about, yeah, if you cannot recognize my own and my family, the person that I actually birthed into this world, if you're telling me that for me to be in this forever paradise, I need to disown and disarm what's mine, I don't want it. Thanks. Because there's that kind of paradise is not for me. Like, if you can take my sweet, beautiful soul of a son or daughter and tell me that they're not welcome, then I'm not going either. Let's all bun up together then. And I think that is, again, so powerful. And I wonder, because obviously I haven't followed it so much, so I don't know if there's been any backlash about this song or whatever, but I can imagine some people would only see the title of this and like, oh, you know, look, he's renounced his religion and now he's talking about wanting to go to hell. And actually that's not what the song's saying at all. It's actually saying quite the opposite, is that if you don't want me there, yeah, if you're gonna like tell me that we've got some kind of separating system here, which then says that this person, this whole beautiful person, because of a choice that actually they weren't able to make. I don't know what other people feel about this, yeah, but I'm telling you now, the same way that my friends, yeah, could not choose to suddenly turn gay or lesbian or whatever, I don't feel as though that gay people have the power to just be like, actually no, today I feel like being gay. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just that, yeah, all of this paradise is only offered if you follow this and this alone. You and me, that's all we need. Blood is thicker than the pages that they read. Listen to that. You and me, that's all we need. Blood is thicker than the pages that they read. Just let that sink in for a moment, because I deliberately don't really talk about anything too political or anything that's going to be too controversial on my channel, because the world is so incredibly divided right now. It's so incredibly divided into this camp or that camp, and if you're not seen to be talking about this and that, and it has gone a little bit crazy. So I try and keep my channel to, like, just that bit of escapism. I mean, enjoy my music, enjoy the anime, enjoy the movies, and talk about those stories. Do you know what I mean? But I literally I cannot react to this video and not be able to kind of feel how important that is, because of the things that people read, of the things that people are taught. It's like that connection that you feel between your own blood, your own family members. You're like, they're never gonna accept me for this because of everything that I've read. But the line here is, blood is thicker than the pages that they read. And it's true. Come at me with your text and your scripture. I'm afraid of letting go of the version of me that I used to know, crying tears in Sunday crowds, took my hand and we walked out. It does the strength to do that. This is all you've known. This is not someone that says. I left that kind of officially going to like Sunday school and church and stuff when I was a kid. I did go again when I was a little bit older, but never as like as regularly as I did when I was younger. Like, from what I understand from David Archuleta, like this was his life. His life was in this faith. So to kind of pick yourself up and genuinely be sad about the life that you planned, the life that you really wanted to have, but you just knew that you couldn't. That you just knew that you couldn't because that wasn't you. Like, and to walk away from that must have been so difficult. Then he goes, you said, if I have to live without you, I don't want to live forever. In someone else's heaven, so let you again, that's a chorus, we'll go to hell together. Hallelujah. What's it doing for you? When it's in the way, hallelujah, wish we knew it sooner, walking out with grace. And then come back to the chorus. The respect that I've got for him, for not only making the decision that was right for him, but using his platform to share something so incredibly vulnerable. Because again, I get it that when someone's kind of underrepresented and a balance is trying to be made, like, right, it can feel almost that like it's just everywhere and everything. And I remember I did my dissertation on whether or not it's right to have affirmative action. I did a law degree, right? So I did a dissertation on whether it was fair to have affirmative action in general, or was it just discrimination? Was it fair? And I've always said, as a black person, like, I wouldn't want to receive something just because I'm a black person, right? But I also appreciate that to kind of right the imbalances that you see within. So like, I remember my last workplace, which was a huge organization, and you looked at any of the senior management team, and there really wasn't much diversity at all. Like, it was a huge thing. Like, how is it possible, like, in this massive company that, like, bearing in mind it's a digital company as well, so you haven't even got to be based there. Like, how is it possible that this is the composition of the senior people here? The point I'm trying to make is very labored, is even despite the fact that there is a misrepresentation there. I don't think anybody, like gay, someone with a disability, someone from an ethnic minority, I don't think anybody would want to just be put there because, oh, well, we've got a quota to fill. But I do understand that there has to be some kind of drive in order to make things fairer, because there is such an imbalance there, but based on merit as well. And I think this is the same thing. I think people can feel that, everywhere you turn, every show on Netflix, every this, every that, you've got another person doing this, another person doing that, and that's just trying to indoctrinate people. But I think what he's very clearly saying in this song is, I had a whole life mapped out. For me, which I'm now having to say goodbye to, because I physically cannot be that person. And regardless of everything I've been taught, regardless of all these things that have been read, and all these things that people are kind of firing at me, yeah, this holy paradise that I've dreamt of going to myself as well is now denied to me because it's something that I can't control. And my mum has decided that, actually, do you know what? You mean more to me than anything that's written in that book. And I just think, again, for him to come out and do that, literally to come out and to make a song like that on his platform, is huge. He's so brave. And my respect for him has gone up so much. Like, I kind of thought that I was going to like the song anyway, because, again, I'm a mama's boy, and the subject matter, I think, is really pertinent. But actually hearing the song and hearing how the vocals wrap around these very powerful words, I think this is amazing. I think it's such a good job. And in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I didn't expect to be talking about this, but I'm going to watch him doing it live as well, because I think that's going to be quite special. Yeah, I really liked it. Really, really liked it. Oh, so he actually performed it on American Idol. Okay, well, this is probably going to get blocked. So... Oh, love the chords. Okay, come true outfit.
Bow your head, don't be bold. You'll survive by doing what you're told. Said love is earned, and we can't choose. But the more you grow, you know the truth. And all I want is to make you proud. If I would run, would I let you down? You said if I have to live without you, I don't wanna live forever. And someone else is heaven, so let them close the gates. Oh, if they don't like the way you made them, they're not any better. If paradise is pressure, oh, we'll go to hell together.
I've actually got chills, man.
The way you made them, they're not any better. The paradise is pressure. Oh, we'll go to hell together.
Mr. David Archuleta.
Brian.
Great to see you again, buddy. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
So tell us the story behind that song.
Oh, yeah. Well, I grew up very much in my faith and religion, very devout, but I came out of the closet a couple years ago, and it was very hard to balance faith and coming out. It was too much, and so I stepped away and I announced it. And I didn't hear from my mom for a few days. So I was like, oh no, I pissed my mom off. Oh no, because she was very devout too. And then she texted me a few days later and she said, I stepped away from the church as well. I was like, what? Oh my gosh. And she said, I don't want to be somewhere where my children don't feel loved and accepted. And if you're going to hell, then we're all going to hell with you. So
Lupe,
I was very surprised.
watching right now, Mom?
Yes, Mom. Hi, Mom. I love you, Mom. Thanks for inspiring this song.
Beautiful song. The official music video coming out April 26th.
Yeah, this week. Yeah.
You know what? I didn't even know you could like curse on like American TV like that. So that was quite surprising. I think he's just got such a lovely voice. The tone of his voice, it's really like it's so soulful, and it's kind of dusky is the right word I can use. It's not like raspy, but there's certainly like a husk to it, but it's more dusky. That's the best word I can use. And again, that was making me tear up because I'm just like, wow, close the gates. Imagine you going somewhere and I know people for smaller things like and being made to feel unwelcome. You ever stepping foot going back there again? Come on, you're not going back. So why would you choose to put yourself somewhere that has told you that your way of life is not right, and there's nothing you can do about it? Do you know what I mean? Like I said, there's nothing you can do about it. He can't change that any more than I don't know, someone that is a straight person can change that. So what should he do then? Just live a life of misery? And for some people, they don't get that far. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just. This song is so important and it's so powerful and it's such a good song as well. Love the little choir bit at the back. Love the kind of piano progression and how simple it is. Do you know what I mean? Like I love it. I think it's amazing. I'd love to know what everyone else thought of this. I probably have spoken a lot about this particular song in particular. I would love to know what everyone else thought of this song, what people thought of the performance. I love the outfit, by the way. Loving a little bit like. It wasn't even like regular fringe, like it was just a cool suit. I really like that. But I'd love to know what you thought of the message of the song as well. And listen, like everyone is free to their own opinions. You know what I mean? Like this is still a respectful place. So whatever your opinions are, like I'm happy to hear them. Whether you don't like the song, whether you don't agree, like that's absolutely cool. But again, I'd always just say whatever the opinion is, just keep it respectful. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on next. Bye.